Weather app.
Getting you through the lunch hour and into the second half of your day.
It's the Chad Benson Show
On Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Last night, hung out with a lot of people out there, and Scrappy was one of them. His dad is the one who had never heard Thunderstruck before. Never heard it before. He said, you know what? I'd never heard that song before, and then you guys play it. Now I hear it everywhere. I'm like, where have you been for, I don't know, since the 90? It's really nice to meet a lot of people out there. Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. Chris and I talking about the conversation. We can have a conversation when it comes to, because it's hard, right? Like we're talking about war, like war. We're talking about what might happen. We don't know what will happen. But I'm one of these people that I like to measure twice, measure three times, because like a lot of, when you're young and you're stupid, you run into things. And there's so much influence and so many lies and so much BS. And it's hard to get yourself in a position where you're like, what's real, what's not real? And I want to know what's real. I want to know how real things are. I want to know what are we really looking at and how much is being influenced by outside sources that have their best interest in mind, and we're being dragged along with it. And I go back, this is 2002. You guys, maybe you've heard this before, maybe you haven't. This is Bibi Netanyahu in front of Congress, and I want you to listen to what he says about how quick this will be when we go in. Oh, hold on here. I got to make sure Bell turns on my audio. See, kids, the way it works around here is Bell's an intern forever because he doesn't remember to do stuff. Thank you, Bell. I'm kidding.
And this is a tyrant who is feverishly trying to acquire nuclear weapons. And today, the United States must destroy the same regime.
So the United States must do this. 2002. Well, it must be talking about Iran, right? They're trying to get weapons.
Because a nuclear-armed Saddam will place the security of our entire world at risk. Is simply not reflecting the reality to assume that Saddam isn't feverishly working to develop nuclear weapons as we speak. If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region. Principles of real estate, the 3 L's, location, location, location. The 3 principles of winning the war on terror are the 3 W's: winning, winning, and winning. The more victories you amass, the easier the next victory becomes. The first victory in Afghanistan makes a second victory in Iraq that much easier. The second victory in Iraq will make the third victory that much easier, less than dismantling his regime will do.
Okay, so let's go over how well that went. Did he have weapons of mass destruction? He did not. And we're not talking about did he have some chemical weapons. We're talking about did he have true weapons of mass destruction, a nuclear program, because he's wanting to get a bomb. He didn't. Bibi's been wanting us to go after him long before October 7th. Long before that. So we should ask some serious questions about this. Look, we're going to be the ones who have to drop the bombs. That's happening because they don't have the B-52 that can do it. They don't. We have the bombers. We have the busters. When I was talking to my buddy Mike Lyons, who's military analyst, Bronze Star, he used to run NATO's nukes. He and I were chatting today. I've got some audio I'll play from him a little bit later. And he said, in many parts, this bunker buster was built for these situations. But he goes, it's not going to be one. It's going to be a few that you're going to have to put in there. And he goes, and then the sad part is you have to go in and see what happens. Did you get everything you needed? So it's not about whether or not that the regime is good, bad, or indifferent. We know who they are. But those aren't the Iranian people. And the Iranian people is a mixture of a whole bunch of people. While it's small, do you know the fastest growing place in the world for Christianity is Iran? Which is weird because you think you'd get killed, but they've got bigger fish to fry. This is a situation where we just need to not be Charlie Brown. And I was talking to my buddy Mike Lyons. I said, Mike, let me ask you a question. I said, if we hadn't gone in and spent 20 years in Afghanistan and hadn't gone in and lied to and gone into Iraq, would we be more? He goes, oh, absolutely, because that's what I think. I think we'd be more, we'd be less gun shy, if you will. But we need to be smart. And all it is asking some serious questions. And I think, and again, this has all to do with Bibi and less to do at this moment with Trump. Trump will make the ultimate decision. I think the ultimate decision's already been made. It's going to happen. And Ken, you and I are on the same page. Next 2 days, especially tomorrow and Friday, something big's going to go down.
It's what it seems like, man. I mean, it's just today. Apparently, the U.S. is preparing flights to get Americans out of Israel, actually.
Yeah. I mean, something is going to take place. And, everybody's like, well, we're bombing their facilities in Tehran. Well, the facility we need to bomb is 70 miles outside of Tehran. Outside of taking out a few of their people, there are other things that hit. The regime change is what Bibi is going for. That's what Bibi wants. He wants as if something's going to take place that is magically going to fix the disdain for one another that that he has for Iran. And I know he sits there and goes, the Iranian people, this, that, and the other. That's all great, and that's a good thing to talk. But somebody's going to have to take over, and the hornet's nest you might create, as we saw in Iraq, is the fear that we should take a step back and go, okay, are we doing the right thing? Because we can't kill everybody who's got a ballistic missile. There's a lot of them. And if it wasn't Israel, as Chris brought it, I thought it was great. If this was any other country, would we be this gung-ho? It's all of those are fair. It's a conversation. Because when you commit, you commit. And let me tell you something. Partnering with them, having a free, open Iranian society that we can do business with is ridiculously amazing. Not just because of the oil, because a lot of the different things. And Tehran is a super sophisticated city. So if you think it all looks like Gaza, it doesn't. But I just have a sense that some stuff's going to go down, man. It's going to be ugly. And the good news is why we spend money there. Is it true Social Security is going to go broke a year earlier?
2034 instead of 2035.
Just in time for you to retire.
And the Social Security Board of Trustees in their annual report today said part of the reason is the boost in benefits to millions of beneficiaries that Biden signed into law in January.
They're going to have to, what is retirement age now? Is it 68, 65?
67.
So they're going to have to push it out to 70.
Well, and what they're going to do is so as of right now, if things don't change, then starting in 2034, benefits will have to be cut by 20%.
Man, that's huge. Because do you think
that's a big cut
between now and then? Do you think prices are going to rise or fall?
Yeah.
So you take 20% off of something that you're probably not surviving off of fully, and rise, even if it just goes up 2% a year, inflation.
Right.
And is 15 or 20% bigger than it would be now in your living expenses. That's a tough thing, right? That's like a 35, 40% drop. We got this, right? Because what was the other stuff you said earlier with all the stuff we're going to be making, all the money we're printing?
Yeah. Well, we'll figure something out, Brother Chad.
Man, this is going to be super easy, dude.
See, this is one of those austerity measures that we talk about. That in order to, at least to me, this is something that we definitely need to save. But it's going to take cutting somewhere else. Don't you think?
Oh, 100%. And it's also going to take, we're going to have to raise the age, especially for, look, a younger generation, you're in your, 20s, 30s, 40s. We're going to have to raise that age. We're going to have to lift the cap on Social Security for, what's it capped out now? It's like $200,000 or something, $117,000 for, single individuals, and like 200 and something for, married couples. You lift that cap and allow that to continue to go on. We're going to have to we're going to have to cut elsewhere. We may have to look at I don't know, defense. Do we need all this stuff? And with AI and all this stuff coming in, can that slim down some of this stuff? I would like to think so, but you and I both know it doesn't matter because they're still going to find a way to spend stuff. No matter how much I think we make, they're going to figure out a way to outspend it. And the person needs to deliver the message. If you're really going to try to take on, and how many times we talked about this, if you're going to take on Medicaid and you're going to take on Social Security and really try to do it, either it needs to be your last, so you can't run again, or you're only deciding to run once to try to fix this because it is a hornet's nest for us politically here. And, and I wouldn't be surprised if that 2034 becomes 2031 at the levels we're going.
Oh, yes.
And we haven't even talked about Medicaid. Because that's supposed to be, when's that one supposed to run out? Tomorrow. Oh, man.
Close of business today.
No, yeah, it's pretty sad the way this is going. So this is, and like you said, austerity measures. And it's not that we all have to start eating cat food. It's just that we maybe can't have everything in the candy shop government. Maybe that's it.
Somebody's going to have to make some tough political decisions.
And of all, and this is the third rail. This is the rail you don't touch. It's that rail in the middle that nobody touches. Somebody's going to have to figure out how to turn everything off, touch that rail, fix it. And while you be hated, in some cases, momentarily, if you fix it, the long term, your legend will grow. That we can promise you. But at first, yes, the political fallout from trying to fix this. And go look at France. That's all you have to do. They asked the people in France, hey, is there any way you guys could maybe delay your retirement, from 12 or whatever you guys retire over there to like 14? And the people lost their freaking mind.
Millions of them.
And know this, in France, their retirement is way crazier than ours. They retire at like 52, 53. Back then, when they put these things in place, you were supposed to live for like 3 or 4 years, then die.
Exactly.
You weren't supposed to retire at 52 and then live a better lifestyle than you were when you were working with more money for 40 years. That's unsustainable. That's why unions have trouble paying pensions forever. It becomes eventually unsustainable. You're paying more for people not to work than to work. And that's a hard thing to fix. So much stuff to get today. More on the war a little bit later. Obviously, big news here. Supreme Court, like we knew they were going to do this. Based on the questions being asked back in the day, we knew that this was going to happen. But now, for other states, they're looking over here going, okay, Tennessee did it, so here we go. Talk a bit about that. A lot of other, and I got so much crazy audio for Ken. We can do a whole show of people who've lost their mind. And it is... With King Louis in there today, you be prepared, man. You're going to laugh your ass off on this one. We promise you that. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.